All right. We ready to go?
Yes.
Sure? Because we are live, baby. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all need to get on here. You know when you hear that music, it's time to go down. Let's go. This is Friday. We're going to make this thing happen. Come on. I know y'all feel that. Let's go. Just Saturday. It's Friday night. Let's go. We gonna ride shotgun with my boy. So let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my audience is excited. Okay, hey, you always got one in the audience that just can't clap. They got to be crazy and stuff like that too. But we got two in my audience, but it's all good, guys. We even got one that's laughing. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cedric Crawford, also known as MrMakeItGreat.com, my friends. Hey, you know I always talk about how it's about to go down so we can help you go up. If ever there was a time where I really mean that, that time is today. I can't just first of all, welcome to all of you. If I'm coming through loud and clear, give me some thumbs up and hearts. That always looks good going by the screen, and it lets me know that my mouth is not just moving and nothing's happening on that other side. I'm gonna give some shout outs here, and then I'm gonna introduce my guest because dude, can you smell that? Can you smell that? I'm excited. I'm sweating because I know you're gonna love this guy, and I can't wait to get into his story. Let me give you some shout outs, guys. Again, just type in the number 1 or say hi or something like that, or give me some thumbs up and hearts so I'll know that you guys can hear me coming through loud and clear. Let me say hi to a few people. Let me see Shanita. I see you, Shanita Ford, just logged in. Let me see Cynthia Simons. Good to see you. John Blystone, Mike Robeson, Christy Lopez, Catherine Pastorice. If I mispronounce it, just charge it to my enunciation, not my heart. I love you. Welcome. Michael Mellon, Jim Neal, Debbie Young, all of you guys, welcome. Welcome from the north, south, east, and west, and all the rest. Today we're going to give you our best and nothing less. Got it? Drum roll.
Somebody.
No, it's not time yet. Drum roll. I'm going to introduce my guest. This is not a growth on my shoulder over here. It's actually a real live person. This guy is often imitated but never quite duplicated. He's first to many, but absolutely second to none. In more ways than one. Guys, help me welcome and make feel welcome my new friend, my man, Terry Hill. Welcome. Nice firm handshake too. And the solid eye contact, all the stuff we talk about that's okay, calm down, everybody's excited. All the stuff that we talk about that's important to communication, this guy has it, and I'm so excited to meet him. Let's just dive in here, guys. If ever there's been a time that you're going to be glad that you invested your time today, that day is going to be today. And I guarantee you're going to get some amazing nuggets.
These nuggets got me looking my fingers. Can I please get a few more, please?
Yes, we're going to give you some nuggets today. It's going to go down, baby. It's going to go down. So here, I'm hanging out with my groupies the other day. My group home boys. If you follow me, you know I've invested the last 8.5 years with some guys who live at a group home here locally, which they don't have mom and dad in their life, and they all live in this one home, and they're doing life together. So I show up, I give them about 14 to 15 hours or so a week. So on Wednesdays and Saturdays, I come and I grab them. And so I was out, had them at Walmart, which is one of their favorite spots to go when I take them out because things are cheap and whatever. And as I'm walking in, I see this guy here, and he's got his book, and we make eye contact, and he say, "Hey brother, let me tell you about my book," and whoop. And immediately I'm like, I light up because I'm a sucker for a story. You know that. That's why I do this, is to be able to come bring people on here, to be able to show you what they've overcame and who they became in the process of overcoming it. And so I was like, tell me what you got, bro. And so we look at it. And I'm just gonna jump in here real quick. I want to show you a book first of all. Just show them a picture of this thing here. And I ain't trying to pitch the book, but I am trying to pitch the book. And so you see, he's got a website on here that's in this feed here, and it's terryhillsenior.com. Again, Terry, Terry, Hill, Hill, senior, SR.com. Yeah, I went to college. I can spell it. Okay. If you go there and check him out, guys, I just pulled it out. And I've been reading. I've only got past the first 3 chapters, and I'm already riveted to his story. And there's so many nuggets that's riveted in there. You know, we talk a lot about how you take a lemon life and you squeeze the juice out of it and make tasty lemonade. If ever there was a time that phrase and that colloquialism is true, it's with this particular cat's deal that's going on here. So, Terry,
yes,
tell me where you got the idea for writing the book, because I always say that everybody has a book in them. Some people have a book series or even a trilogy. But the tragedy is most people don't ever put pen to paper to be able to capture that, let alone make it readily accessible to the viewing public to be able to see what it is that made them who they are today. What makes you different? What was the thought that you had behind saying, hey, I want to put this together?
Well, it happened as a transformative event. You know, I was meandering down the tier and I caught sight of a newspaper. Previously, I was depressed. You know, it was my 9th time in prison. I was just depressed. All right. And something begged my attention in regards to this newspaper. And I picked up this newspaper, and in this article, Oprah was scolding a writer by the name of James Frey. He had fabricated about being on crack, my drug of choice. He had fabricated about being incarcerated, and Oprah endorsed it. Within 72 hours, I had the title for this book. He was telling my story indirectly.
But it was all a made-up story.
It was all a made-up story. It's fabricated.
Wow.
Lie. It was a lie. All right. So for the next 16 months, I fleshed out this story, and writing this book served to heal me, to lift me out of my depression about being in prison for the 9th time. About letting people down, letting my father die, letting my mother die, letting my kids be grown when I get out of prison.
Wow.
You know, it wouldn't work wonders for me.
Wow. Guys, I can't overstate this. I talk so much about how a lot of people have asked me. I remember when my first book dropped and I was on a radio show, and they asked me, they said, okay, on average, there's going to be about 1,000 other books that's released today. What makes yours different? It caught me off guard a little bit. Yeah, they caught Mr. Make It Great off guard. That doesn't happen often, but I thought about it and I said, you know what? Because I wrote my book for those who don't like reading or those who don't have time to read. It was just so happened to be 95% of the general public. The other 5% are going to read. But this was writing for them to be able to easily devour. And then I said, in addition to that, in terms of books themselves, the writing of them becomes cathartic and therapeutic for the writer. And so when you said that, how this helped you through mentally and physically,
yes,
to give you something to aspire to do when you wake up. And I'm assuming you was doing some of this every day.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
You know, without a doubt. You know, there was times to where I would write 4 or 5 hours at a time. There was times I would write for 7 or 8 hours at a time.
Yeah.
You know, with a pencil. With a pencil.
Now, what I experienced is, I'm curious if you experienced this too, as from the terms of writing thing. Okay. In fact, this is one of the biggest nuggets that we're going to start off with, if you haven't already caught one so far. There's something that in terms of writing, when you're actually doing something specifically in the lane of writing, that I wonder if he experienced it as well too. But I'm going to share that with you on the other side of this dance break, okay?
It's about time for a dance break.
Y'all stick around. We're going to give you that nugget on this other side. I'm going to see what he thinks about it. We are riding shotgun, my friends. Stick with us. You know, I got to tease you a little bit. This is my man. I'll see y'all on the Instagram. Let's go. Let's go. Get down on it. Get down on it. You are familiar with old tunes,
A little bit older than you are. I still love them.
It's a tad bit.
Yeah.
Guys, we're riding live shotgun here with my man Terry Hill Sr. This guy is, you know, I kind of termed something that I posted the other day when I met him. I posted on my Facebook that from a prison cell to doing swell. And what I mean by that is that it's a process. And you may see today's glory, but you don't know yesterday's story. And there's always a process in between. Because as I always say, life does not respond to desire. It responds to deserve. I'll say that again. Life does not respond to desire. You can want something all you want. If that was true, we'd be happy, rich, and physically fit. I'm telling you. You know that's funny. It's not true. We'd be happy, rich, and physically fit if it was just desire alone that got the job done. But it's not true. There's a process that takes you from desire to deserve. What are you going to do? He wanted a book. He wanted to be able to put his story out there as a memoir and a trilogy for people to be able to glean something from it that would inspire them, motivate them, encourage them, educate them in some way. Maybe even give them a glimpse of what they could be on the other side of a struggle and choosing to go right when they used to go left, right?
Exactly.
Now, here's what my thing. I teased you on the other side of that break. I said, hey, there's something that I experienced, because from one fellow author to another, there's something that I experienced. And I know you can do this too, guys. I know a lot of you say, I ain't got time, Cedric. I got a real job. if that's you, time out. You can make time for this. I don't have any more time in the day than you do. There's 24 hours a day. I've been circulating a petition trying to get there to be 26, but nobody will sign it. So until that day, until that day, we have 24 hours in a day, my friends. But it's how you leverage that time, because time is one of the most precious commodities this side of the universe, my friends. It can be wasted, spent, or invested. So, with that being said, being able to take and subdue that time, squeeze the juice out of it in the space of saying, I'm going to capture something. Because if I ask you the question, those who are looking at me right now, I see all y'all flowing on there. If I ask you the question of, would you give any value to being able to read a book from your grandma's grandma? Only a fool says no to that. Why? Because they'd like to know what it is that their grandma's grandma or grandpa's grandpa, whatever, fill in the blank, was dealing with. Or what did they have to overcome and become in the process? You see, because adversity is nothing new. Adversity will continue to be, even 2,000 years from now, people will still be dealing with that thing. So from one author to the next, when I started writing, I wrote on a daily basis just like you as well too. And what I found is that I would be woken up in the night with thoughts that I needed to put down on paper. That ever happened for you?
On a daily basis. You know, I might have a piece of paper in my pocket, a pen in my pocket, so that I wouldn't lose the thought or the train of thought. I would jot it down, and it might be a word, it might be a sentence, and a few times those words evolved into chapters.
But capturing it was key.
Capturing it was key.
And I'm sure, as you've already stated, but I think it bears repeating for those who may just signed on, is that this became something that was healing for you and cathartic or therapeutic for you.
Yes, without a doubt. You know, it gave me something to strive for. It gave me a advantage getting out of prison, you know, having completed a couple books. It gave me the confidence that I wouldn't relapse. You know, it gave me the confidence that I could be there for my family, whether it's, you know, cousins or my direct seeds. It didn't matter. You know, I know that there's things that I needed to do. I needed to quell dysfunctionalism in my family. Somebody needed to rise up. And that's why I'm in Bakersfield now. My sister's here. You know, she has heart attacks. She has high blood pressure. She's been through it, but I'm here for her.
Wow. Guys, I've read a little bit of the book so far. And like I said, it was very riveting for me because I see a story that is not unfamiliar to ones that I've heard before, but on this unique to him. Born in Louisiana.
Yes.
One of 9.
Yeah.
One of 8 or 9.
One passed.
Yeah, one pass. Okay. And you're like the next to the baby.
Yeah.
And so, and being raised with a mom that was actually single mom, but dad was around, or
he popped in from time to time.
Yeah. But not making a major contribution other than a negative one.
Yes. It wasn't in his heart.
Yeah.
Some of that nature had to be in your heart.
Yeah, and so coming up, and she started putting out kids at age 13.
Yes.
And so coming through that, and her wanting to change her life, so she moved from Louisiana. Guys, follow this story. She moved from Louisiana, couldn't take all the kids with her. Can you imagine that? You have 8, 9 kids. You can't take all of your kids when you move? Now, that's not the kicker. The kicker is once she moved and took a few of the kids to Washington, the other kids that was left, which included Terry, had to be formed out to not even family members, right?
Exactly.
It ended up being with an older couple in the neighborhood.
Yes, I was with Inez and John Williams.
Yes, and I see this story and I'm reading and I'm like, think about it, guys. I'm sure everybody that's on here either has kids or eventually will have some, or you know some kids. And so, and could you imagine if you had that many kids and you had to uproot to try to change your life, but you couldn't take them all with you, and to boot, when you left, you had to leave them with people who was like just kind enough to take them into their home. And therein lies the journey that started for Terry. And so I won't belabor with all the details. Just get the book. You're going to love it because I'm already riveted to it. And at the end of the day, I think the best stories embody what I call DSTV. Say it again, DSTV. There's 3 things: a dream, a struggle, and a triumphant victory. If you take away one of those, the story ceases to be inspirational to the masses. Let's say you had a dream and there was a struggle, but you didn't win. There was no victories. That ceases to inspire the masses. Let's say you had a dream and then a triumphant victory, but there was no struggle. That ceases to inspire the masses because the masses have struggled. Well, let's say you had a struggle and a triumphant victory, but no dream of what you could be. That doesn't even make sense. So you have to have the 3. And so when I see that and I say, okay, wait a minute, as a kid knocking about in his environment, because we're all just products of our environment, but usually only the successful ones will admit it. But the case is, that's where the people that we surround ourselves with, they say if you got 4 friends that do nothing, going nowhere fast and want you to go with them, you're going to be the 5th one. That also works on the other side of that. If you got people who are dream-driven, goal-getting, people who are just on a mission to be better today than they were yesterday, you're going to be that 5th one. So, because our environment is a product of who we are. So in his case, coming through that and being surrounded by some stuff that really challenged you in those 10 years, as I think that you was with Miss Inez and 11 years or so. Yeah. Okay. Being exposed and subjected to some stuff, which they were actually good to you, as I understand.
Yes, for the most part.
But they whoop your butt.
Oh, yeah. I have a deep appreciation for those whippings.
Yes.
It helped shape my character today.
Brother.
That high level of discipline.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not mad about that.
Okay, guys, I talk a whole lot about you bend the sapling while it's young. That's an old biblical term, but it's so true. If you want a tree to grow in a certain direction, don't try to bend it when it's 5, 10 years old. You better start when it's a baby. And so, because after that, bro, you just can't do it. The foundational principles and beliefs and stuff that's already been rooted in them under 5 and under 10 in those particular spaces. So anyway, being able to put those foundational principles in your life, and in spite of it, you still fell off on that other side.
Yeah, well, I fell off before I even made it to Seattle.
Wow.
Yeah, which you'll see once you get to that particular spot in the book. I was a very curious kid. I was mannish. I wanted to be grown. I used every excuse in the world because of loneliness to act out. steal alcohol when they wasn't looking.
Wow.
So, my character was shaped in a negative fashion early on.
Mm. Yeah. And then, so the run-ins with the law started early.
I didn't start till I got to Seattle.
Oh, that's when it started. Okay.
Yeah. It goes back to what you were saying earlier. I chose to hang out with people that were already veering.
Going left.
To put that mildly.
Yeah. And that's where you saw family and community was from this community that was veering to the left instead of the right.
Well, like I said, being in Louisiana and being that the individual that had the heavy hand that didn't spare the rod had deceased, she had died. I started veering early, like probably before 13. So when I got to Seattle, I had a fascination for the streets.
Wow. So you went there with this fascination or this esoteric view of this being something that was desirable.
Exactly.
And on the other side of that,
I just didn't realize that it would endure for so long.
Wow.
I thought I could go in and have a little fun and probably be out in my 20s and have some normalcy in my life. But
so it's fair to say you
continued to compound. My twisted liking for the street culture, being promiscuous, having kids out of wedlock, experimenting with drugs, the poster boy for recidivism, everything just got to a point it was overwhelming.
Wow.
I allowed it to get overwhelming.
Yeah. Because
of my headstrong nature. I'm a Taurus.
Oh, well.
I thought I could,
that you could be the exception.
Turn the faucet off when I wanted to, but I actually, got in too deep.
Wow.
Yeah, until this took place. When this took place, this was my ticket out.
Yeah.
And I've been holding on for dear life.
And you say you have been in and out of the prison system 9 times?
Yeah, not violations, 9 different stints.
Wow.
Yes.
It just...
just like you see me go hard with this, I went hard with the drugs. I went hard with the womanizing. I go hard in all aspects of life.
Yeah.
Now I'm going hard with positivity. I'm going hard with adding value to communities that I used to devalue.
Wow. Guys, I don't know if you're getting this. So if you just tuned in, this is my man, my new best friend, Terry Hill Sr. Just met this gentleman just a few days ago out in front of Walmart here in Bakersfield, California, and he had his book. And again, I'm a sucker for a story and of success. And we chatted a little bit about his book, and I've been reading it myself, guys. Hey, if you never buy a book in your life, buy this one. Somebody will give you a Bible, so you ain't got to buy that. But go check this one out. I'm already riveted. I'm putting my little flares and stuff in here because this one is a good read. And because it captures a trilogy of that he was able to put down from pen to paper, and then from paper to electronic version, and then from electronic version to actually coming into a home that's near you. This may not be something, this may be a good gift, and not just for people who are in trouble or struggle, because most people don't, when you're born, you don't be like, I want to be a troublemaker. You don't come out of the womb saying that. But we go through life and we end up taking a path that ends up sometimes taking us down dark roads. And it's interesting how we think we can be the exception. I mean, he kind of thought about it. I'm kind of inferring that from what he was saying, that he thought he could be able to control it. But at the end of the day, you can't control that beast because the inner me is our biggest enemy. I'll say it again. Our inner me is our biggest enemy. No matter where you find or where you run or where you run to, you can never get away from who, which is you. You're going to always be there. So it's not until you turn full in the face of that internal you, that inner me, and challenge that enemy to say, I'm going to pivot to something. I already sensed that one of his strengths is that he's not just a toe in the water type of guy. He's like, I'm all in and I'm going to invest in this particular lane. That's a great quality to have because most people don't have that, but he does. And now he's taken it and pivoted and said, I'm going to be able to do something that's going to invest in this community and put some stuff in there that pays a huge ROI, return of investment, in the terms of lives that are actually saved or maybe even prevented from being able to go down a path that may have been familiar with what he's already done.
Yeah, that's well said, because, you know, in the title, you see missteps. You know, my missteps doesn't necessarily have to be the next individual's missteps.
Yeah.
You know, you don't necessarily have to go down that beaten path.
Yeah.
You might not be as fortunate as I am.
Yeah.
The system's changed. It's geared more toward money, more so than rehabilitation when I started messing up in the late 70s.
Right.
You know, it's different now.
Now it's just money sink.
They're playing for keeps. You know, I was fortunate enough to get out with 17 years. I didn't like it. I didn't like taking 17 years at the age of 40 years old.
Yeah.
You know, that was part of the depression too. I didn't like the fact that I was getting out in my 50s. I didn't like the fact that I had squandered my 20s. I didn't like the fact that I squandered my 30s, my 40s, now a chunk of my 50s.
Wow.
But, all right, I had a chance at a life.
Yeah. Guys, hey, if you're just joining me, I am with my man, Terry Hill Sr. here. And I got an amazing question that I'm going to ask him on the other side. And I guarantee you're going to get some value from it, because I'm curious. In fact, I told him not to show up early because I didn't want to talk to him much, because I wanted to be able to pick him and pick his brain and hear his heart while you listen to it. So on the other side of this dance break, my friends, I got a big question for him, and I'm curious to how he's going to answer it. But I guarantee you're going to get a nugget out of it. Ain't no stopping us now, baby. Okay, let's go. We are riding shotgun with my boys. Terry Hill, see. This is Buck. You gotta go. I see you on Instagram. Welcome, brother. You're almost like you late. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back from that commercial break. Yeah, we got to have our sponsors. We don't have any sponsors yet, but yeah. So, but it sounds good. I'm setting up spots, y'all. Okay, it's not that funny. Not that funny, y'all. Not that funny. For those of y'all who just joined me, my friends, I'm telling you,
and the nuggets just keep on coming.
Yes,
Give
we're
me some
dropping
more.
some nuggets,
Let's
guys.
go.
Some nuggets. This is my man, Terry Hill Sr. You live in Bakersfield now, or you kind of passing through, or?
Yeah, I'm visiting my sister.
Okay.
You know, I'll be here for a few weeks. You know, come and check on my sister. She's the closest thing to my mother. My mother passed while I was in prison.
Wow. Did you get a chance to attend the funeral?
No, I was in Soledad.
Wow.
Yeah, in Soledad. No, I missed a lot of funerals. That's probably one of the reasons I probably don't go to funerals. I missed a lot of funerals since I've been out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was part of the depression too. The depression was more than one prong. It was more than one prong depression.
Uh-huh.
All right. I miss my father. I miss my mother. I miss my brother. You know, and I wasn't all right with that.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, it means that I chose my addiction over everything and everybody.
Wow.
All right. So when the normalcy did start selling back in, all right, that chunk of time, you know, what I'm saying is when they gave me that chunk of time, that 17 years, I was able to slowly start ridding myself of the longing for the drug, the longing for the waywardness, the longing for the corruption, the longing for, financial means by illicit means.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was able to lose that.
Wow.
Yes.
So it took that to extricate or change the mindset from the hunger of that particular drug, is what you're saying.
It took that
isolation.
In my opinion, in my case, you know, I cannot really state it in relation to the people that are still trapped out there, but I do believe that a forced time out benefits one that's on drugs.
Say that again,
Right.
bro. A forced time out benefits one that's in the grips of some type of drug.
Yes.
I absolutely agree with that. Matter of fact, I'm going to deem that nugget, y'all. Sometimes you have to be able to, against your will, be quarantined from life in order to deal with something that's taken your life. Would you agree?
Well put.
Ooh, I got to go back and watch this because that was good. That just came out. And I feel like we connected here. And guys, if you're not getting some really good vibe from here and it's nuggets that we're getting, I see a lot of you guys. Let me say hi to some of y'all, because you'll be like, I signed on you to shout me out. Let me shout you out. Jim and Susie Beltran, welcome. Mark Ferris, welcome. Chris McCullough, welcome. Darren Castan, welcome. Hey, them youths gonna go today. Them youths about to put it on. Hey, we about to put in work today. For those of y'all who don't know, this is a little side note. I did play ball at the University of Utah. Football, that is. And we are in the Pac-12 championship today against Oregon. So I'm just saying, it's going on in Santa Clara up north. It was going to be raining, so I said, I ain't going up there in the rain. I'm going to put on my little hat and turn the TV on. I'm going to root for my boys because they're ranked number 6 in the country. If we win convincingly, then we will be in the playoffs and have a shot at the national championship. So I'm just saying, I've got to be rooting for my boys. So anyway, let me do a little shout out for my boys. Let's go, yes! Okay, that was a side note. So back to our focus. Welcome, guys. I see you, Shanita. Welcome. Let me see. Kareem Leary. Welcome, my man, Nancy Johnson Green. Good to see you. Richie McRail. I see you as well, too. Shanita, you've been doing a lot of chatting here. I haven't been able to read your little stuff, girl. What you saying? Dream, struggle, triumph, and victory. Yes. Who else we got? They all had a hand in. Okay, yes, okay. I am a product of my environment. Yes, you are. Bless us. Yes, okay. Somebody's trying to get on the show. Y'all got a question? Okay, we got somebody trying to get on the show. Hold on. Hello? Who? Okay. Hold on a second. It's for you. Your destiny's calling. Pick up the phone. It's your destiny. I'm kidding. That's a ding moment. Hey, your destiny is calling, though, guys. It'll call you. It won't actually just come to you. You got to work for it, by the way. But welcome, guys. I see you, Shanita. You contributing here. Hey, Tracy, welcome. Man, you guys mean so much more than just the world to me when y'all slide on and y'all see this stuff. It makes me feel good. Hey, Karina Gonzalez. I see you. Welcome, Karina. That's my goddaughter. Corinne, good to see you. Billy O'Neill, welcome. Aaron Harris, welcome. Sheila Mock, good to see you, girl. Got to get you back in here. Jeffrey Burdick, good to see you too, Jeff. Out there protecting and serving on CHP Highway Patrol. If you see my car, don't pull me over, okay? I may be speeding, but I'll be all right. Freddie Perez, welcome, my friend. Yolanda Collins and Jen Lukens. Okay, I can't sign all y'all. Shout out y'all. Just welcome, guys. And I see you over on Instagram as well, too, guys. We're streaming live with my man, Terry Hill Sr. He's got one of his books out. Is this only one, or is there another one? Or
the other one's still in the nest.
Got it. So
the eggs hatched.
Okay, got it.
It's in the nest.
It's in the nest. Okay.
You have to get better at marketing this one.
I got it.
Yeah, but,
makes sense.
It's ready to go. And you'll see that in the back when you see that teaser chapter. Of book 2, and you'll catch the title of the second book.
Okay.
But it's finished. I come out of prison with 2 completed books. I was fortunate. I made the most of my time the last time.
Wow. Y'all catch that? I like to say from a prison cell to doing Swell, because I like to make things sticky and they rhyme. And so to be able, you talk about taking captive the time. You talk about taking captive the time and saying, I'm going to leverage this time to be able to do something for the benefit of others is a huge deal. And to see that he's in there locked away in Soledad and other different type of prisons along the way as well, too. But the last one was where? What was the last stint?
The last stint was in the state of Washington.
State of Washington, okay.
Yeah, I have 5 stints in the state of Washington, 4 in California. Yeah, I fit into that, coming to California on vacation and ended up on probation, one of them kind of things.
Wow.
But actually, the truth of the matter is I was one of those individuals that played tricks on my own mind. I thought I could run from county to county and state to state and there wouldn't be no drugs. But when I come to California, the crack was pure.
Yeah.
And the robbery started, the committing crimes to bankroll the habit started all over again.
Wow.
And the best thing that ever happened was God and getting that forced time out.
Wow.
Yes.
To be able to, because that wasn't something that you could do yourself.
Well, some strange things was happening with the psyche. I was overloaded. It was an overload. You know, there was short circuits going on.
Yeah.
You know, so I needed those times now.
Right.
I actually could have lost it all. I was going too hard. Sometimes you can go too hard for your own psyche.
Yeah.
And there's certain times that you know, certain individuals will collapse because of drug abuse. You know, I was on the verge of collapsing, which I wrote extensively about in the second book.
Really?
Yes.
And so again, this was not self-inflicted checkout. This was that you got caught and somebody put you in.
It was a blessing.
It was a forced checkout.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. And
I never went and knocked on the door.
Right.
You know,
said, I need some help.
No, you know, if I did knock on the door, it might have been a detox or something like that, so that I wouldn't get one of those violations, because California violations are a little bit lengthy. You know, you can have the wrong probation officer and get a year flat, do a whole year just for a bad urine analysis. You know, a dirty brother.
So they're more strict, is what you're saying?
Yeah, well, you know, you got penitentiaries in California every block.
That's true.
Yeah, so
almost
you got to keep them full.
Yeah.
You know, so the druggie ain't finna get a pass.
It's big business, y'all.
Yeah.
Prison system is big business, and if you don't know, now you know. And so, in fact, I'm going to have the chief of police in here Monday, and we're going to hit him up about some stuff from a position of the other side of this pendulum, so to speak. And I can't wait to get him in here. I thought about having them both here at the same time. I was like, nah, that can't fit in an hour. so we'll wait till Monday. So tune in Monday. I'm going to have Chief Ed Whiting, who's retired chief now. He retired a few months ago. So from Taft PD Police Department. So I'm curious, if you had the opportunity to reflect back on your life, and is there anything that you would change?
Yes, it's that's a pertinent question. Yes, the foster care situation was out of my control, but my response to that, I would have changed it. I would have been probably less on the feel sorry for myself and using that as an excuse to act out, because I'm telling myself my parents don't love me, and it's me against the world. And it wasn't like that. You know, the only weird thing that really took place in that foster care system, that fostered home, was they subjected me to alcohol because they were selling unlicensed liquor. So I was around a lot of grown-ups, because I grew up in a small logging town.
So they were a bootleg house.
Exactly. I talk about it in the book. You'll get to it in about 50, 60 pages. And
I know you already hinted to it in the part that I read.
Okay.
You said that'll come up later, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Okay. What were they doing?
Yeah, so when people are intoxicated, and they're trying to alleviate their own situations and problems, whatever oppression that they're under, right? And the more intoxicated they got, the less attention I got. So I was on some feel sorry for me stuff, and it just spiraled. I allowed it to spiral out of control. I hold myself accountable for all of my behavior, especially as a teenager on until now. It's not a hard luck story. It's a story of inspiration, because I climbed out of that self-imposed abyss. The hole that I plunged into, I plunged into that hole headlong. Nobody pushed me. Yeah. I didn't get pushed off the cliff.
It's by your own doing.
Yeah, it's just before I hit the bottom, I grew wings. These are my wings.
Yeah. Nice. Guys, y'all getting that? That's dingable. That's applaudable too.
Yes. These nuggets are the bomb. Thank you very much.
These are indeed the type of nuggets that go to your head and your heart, not your hips, my friend. I'm riding shotgun with my friend, none other than it's my new friend. And we've known each other probably 72 hours. That's been a little bit longer than that. It was last Saturday, huh?
Right.
Okay, so it's about a week. And This dude has already added a tooth to my smile, and I'll tell you why. Because as I knock about through this thing called life, I'll be 49. My 49th rotation is up on January 18th of 2020. So I'm not that much closer to 50. And what I've learned is that, in fact, I was telling somebody just this the other day, is that one of my biggest surprises as an adult is that adults aren't what I thought they were when I was a kid. Let me qualify that. They weren't all knowing, all being, all truth and wisdom. That's just not true. But there are some who, first of all, know that they're not all knowing, all being, all doing. And that's half the battle. And they're in a position or in a flow of of gathering more. And so they can be better today than they were yesterday. Or they're goal-getters. You get it? Not go-getters, goal-getters, dream-driven, passion pursuers on a mission to be better today so they can help others to be better as well tomorrow. So when I see that, I grab them. I call them green jelly beans. Because in this life is full of jelly beans, y'all. I like the green ones. You want to grab them. And when you see someone that has come through struggle and have emerged on the other side of this jungle called life, or minefield called life, they may have a few missing limbs, but they still have their mobility in more ways than one, and says, hey, I'm going to leverage my experiences in my life in order to give other people a glimpse of what has happened to me, who I became in the process, and it's a you can too story. And that's why when I see this, and I know you agree, because it's right on spot with what he's got here. This is a you can too story. This is something where it's like, hey, whatever it is that you have, because we all have our demons, our habits, our hang-ups and such that's in our life. And those who say they don't, they're trying to sell you something, so don't buy it. Because we all have it. So with that being said, the challenge is, how are you dealing with your stuff? So here's an acronym, STUFF. I always try to make it sticky. Situations that uncover fear or faith, or even some other F's, some frustration or failure. That's how you're dealing with your stuff. And so when you pop out on the other side of that and you see that, hey, he has some stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm a little jealous because his story has so much more teeth in it than mine. I had my mom and my dad till death do they part. Christian home. Although I was born in the housing projects and raised in the hood, surrounded by drugs, violence, gangs, poverty, and stinking thinking. That was the worst, is the stinking thinking part. And so, but being able to, in spite of that, not become a statistic of the correctional system or some major disability or some catastrophic thing in my life, that's not my story. I have a story. But my story is meant for a certain section, cross-section of the community. When I see people like him, and I'm like, man, the story that Terry has come through and he's lived, because you can't teach the story, you got to live it. And then come on the other side and be the exception. And yes, I said exception, because it's exceptional to be able to have one of these that was birthed out of the prior experiences that he's had. And so I'm loving this, guys. I'm loving the fact that he's done that. And I asked him the question of what would he change? And he said he would have changed the foster care system and thing the way he was actually in. I'm going to invite you to consider this. Do you like where you're at today?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I couldn't have fathomed it in my wildest dreams. I'm in what you would call a gravy position, a unique position to help others that aren't related to me. I'm in a position to help others when I'm in the ash, when I'm dead and gone. All right. When people go to the library and pick up my book, they can read certain chapters and say, well, I don't want to go through that degree of incarceration. All right. No, I don't want to inhale drugs for nearly 3 decades. All right. No, I don't want to drop out of high school to 10th grade. Yeah. No, I want more than just a GED. So yes. So that's what makes it a gravy situation, because it's like Lil Wayne says, it's colossal. It's colossal.
Uh-huh.
It's bigger than the now.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the now.
And you know, I can feel this from this brother. And you know, it's hard to be able to define a certain level that you're at in life, but it's like if you go shopping at the mall or you go shopping at Macy's or wherever it is that you go, maybe even in Walmart, and somebody walks up and say, "Hey, is there something I can help you with?" And you're like, No. I can't explain it, but I know it when I see it.
Okay.
It's that type of concept there. So I'm having a no moment where it's like I can't explain it, but I can see it. And so when I see that what has happened in a transformative type of thing in somebody's life, it vibrates on my level, and I see it, because it's exceptional. Yes, I said exceptional. And that means that most people, and what I mean by that, exceptional. Hey guys, I'm still coming through loud and clear. Give me some thumbs up and hearts or something like that, or check in and say, hey, well, amen, or something, type in something. So we'll know that you guys are still there and you can hear me and I'm not just moving a mouthpiece here. But I did want to state that, hey, it's exceptional because most people don't do it. I'm just letting it marinate, y'all. Just letting it marinate. Most people don't do it. But does it need to be done? Yes. So I invite you to consider this. When I ask you a question, would you change something? And I get the system thing. And then I say, next question, do you like where you're at today? And you said, no, I love it, LOVE.
Yeah, that's heartfelt.
Heartfelt.
That answer was heartfelt.
It's true, and I can feel it.
Yeah.
So then I say, if that's true, then who you are and where you are today would not be who you are and where you are today if you changed anything about your past.
Well, you know, since you put it in that fashion, you know, I have to agree with you.
I was going to say, have you ever thought about it that way? Because you wouldn't be the Terry Hill Sr., not the Terry Hill Sr. that I'm seeing today, that has written this pivotal book that's going to sow and become immortal, as you just alluded to.
Yes.
It's going to outlive you.
Oh, yeah.
Then 100 years, 1,000 years from now, this will still be available in some e-form or something like that, because it's a body of work that just never goes away. Guys, I can't overstate the fact how powerful books can be in the lives of people. The overwhelming majority of books will never be written. And an even more overwhelming majority of books that actually are purchased will never be read. Is that a startling statistic? It's true. But the ones that actually capture them or grab them and see that there's something in them, because statistics say, this is sad, guys, I'm just going to be honest. The statistics say those who purchase books will never get past, first of all, most of them will never open it. Second one is they will never get past the first chapter or two. Did you know that? Yeah. And then a very small percentage of them will actually get through the book. But therein lies the opportunity for you to be able to continue to inspire, motivate, encourage, and educate people, maybe even transform them, depending on where they're at in their lives. Because even if this book, and I'm sure you can agree with this, becomes that linchpin or that litmus test for somebody else's life that says, hey, I needed this nugget. I needed this in order to give me a glimpse of that. And it changes them, it will be worth it.
Well put.
Guys, I'm enjoying this. I don't know if you are. I'm sure some of y'all, this is low, maybe at a pace that's a little bit lower pace. But sometimes we got to slow it down so we can get in the good nuggets. And so,
these nuggets got me. Look at my fingers. Can I please get a few more,
Yes, you will. If you stick around, guys, on the other side of the space, hey, I'm with my man, Terry Hill Sr., and we're going to be sticking around. I got another question for him that I know when he answers this question, it's probably my last one here for him, because we're almost at the 1 hour mark. So, but this is some good stuff so far, my friends. Stick around on the other side of the break. We'll ride shotgun with my man, Terry Hill Sr., and it's all going down on the other side of this dance break, guys. So stick around. Let's go. We are riding shotgun. Let's go. Yes, that's right. That's right. That is the horn. That is to let you know we are riding shotgun with my man Terry Hill Sr. This is hey, he is an author to the stars. I'm gonna call him that.
Speak it into existence, why don't you?
Yes, we are, my friends, because it all starts with what we say. What comes out of these little, some has called pie holes. What comes out of this? And then we can't get I think, any better example than those first words of "Let there be light." The Creator said that, is what we're told. And then, bam, it all popped on the scene. Whether you're religious based or believer or not, just go with the story. And so if we're created in the likeness of that Creator that said, "Let there be light," and used his words, if you're going to create something, wouldn't you want it to embody some of the stuff that makes you special? Yes. So we have the power to speak too. Not just speak life into the lives of others, but guess who? To speak life into ourselves. So why not? Why wouldn't we utter phrases like, "Hey, a better today than they were yesterday," or "Hey, I'm moving in the direction of that which I seek," or speaking things that I don't know. You got a morning mantra? I'm just curious.
No.
Not yet.
No.
You know what I planted a seed right there. Not yet.
I know what you suggested. I get on it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I leverage my morning mantra every morning. I fall out of the bed and I say, "Feet hit the floor, out the door. Lord, help me to live another 24. Show me where to go. Tell me what to do. Enhance my abilities to use my gifts and show me who to serve them to." And at the day's adversity, maybe I keep my head held high and smile during the process because I'm just that kind of guy. Promise to stay by my side through the thick and through the thin. And at the end of the day, may I smile and say, once again, we win. Then I do a little happy dance, because that dance, that music, I'm telling you, there's a reason why I call this my thermostat.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason why I call it that. Because the difference between a thermostat and a thermometer, I'll tell you, for those of you who didn't go to college. No, I'm kidding. You ain't got to go to college to know the difference, but here we go. That was funny. The difference between thermostat and the thermometer. Thermostat can only measure the temperature of the room, but it cannot affect it. Thermometer can not only measure the temperature of its surroundings, but it can also, other way around, pardon me, other way around. The thermostat, you can actually measure a temperature and you can set the temperature for that room, up or down. Thermometer, you can only measure the environment, but you cannot affect it. So this is my thermostat. I use it to be able to set the mood and the temperature of my life during the day. So if I'm up and I need to be calmed down a little bit, I put on something that's a little bit more soothing. Oh, by the way, you can use this at home. You know how they say, don't try that at home? No, try this at home. You can put on something that soothes you. I don't know what may soothe you, but I got certain stuff that I love here listening to Whitney Houston and other people like that actually kind of really calms me down. Or if I want to be, if I'm down and I want to be lifted up, I put on something that lifts me up. In fact, I'm looking for music to do that right now, but yeah, you don't even know. You just know that that's what I do. And if you have a tool like this in your own life, guys, I guarantee you, or your money back, that this will have a positive effect on your life, because you're staying in control of the number one thing that we almost always stay in control of, which is our attitude. You got any thoughts on that?
Yes. These days I've been practicing a winning attitude myself, and I've been practicing exuding that winning attitude to others, and treating everybody that I come in contact with, whether it's the homeless person that can't afford a book or whoever, like the most important person in the world.
Yeah. I heard a friend of mine, his name is Craig Valentine. He's another actually internationally known speaker. He won Toastmasters speaking, international speaking contest. And when I say international, I mean world.
Wow.
And he called it the Sheen effect, what he just kind of stated, how you treat even the person that may be looked or ignored by society, you treat them as if they are the president. I mean, well, how you would, with the respect. He called it the Sheen effect because he was on a set with Charlie Sheen. And Charlie Sheen was in a golf cart and saw him doing something. Craig Valentine was working on that set. And Charlie Sheen made him feel like he was very, very important. And so he coined that phrase of the Sheen effect, saying, hey, with anybody that you come into contact with, treat them like they really are special. Because at the end of the day, I think Gandhi said it best when he says we should become that which we want to see in the world. And then another great philosopher that has passed, that I think one of the greatest philosophers out there, Michael Jackson, he says, start with the man in the mirror. Because, we can't affect the stuff outside of us, but by golly, we can definitely keep control of our own mindset, because I always say this, our skill sets and our asset without the proper mindset will leave you upset. The mindset and the attitude that you have. So when you wake up in the morning, don't just make up your face and make up your hair, but make up your mind that you're going to have an attitude of gratitude. You're going to seize those opportunities to be able to take the least of these and bring them from down here to lift them up here. And that doesn't always mean the treasures when you're talking money, because that's what most people think when you talk of giving. One of the most invaluable things you can give to someone is another T. It's not treasures. It's your time. Yes. Because that is the most valuable commodity this side of the universe, bar none. Because you know why? You run out of money, you can get more of that, right? Yes. Run out of time. Oh. You see, it's death that gives life its value. That's why time is so valuable. If it was infinite and not finite, I got my little Miss Pac-Man. Everybody know about my mistress. I keep in my office, Miss Pac-Man. There's my game over there. I get a bunch of lives because I be winning. In real life, you get how many? You get one shot. So with that being said, time is the most valuable commodity. To be able to give somebody the time, even a compliment or a good word, or try this on for size, that homeless guy, whatever, or homeless gal, giving them eye contact and acknowledging that they exist. Would you not agree?
Totally.
Because how often is the time you don't want to make eye contact with them because you think they're going to be asking you for something? Is that just me? I'm sure I'm not the only one raising my hand if it's going to be true. I'll try to, I'll never forget. I was at a Marie Callender's, walked out, gentleman standing there, and I had my one earbud in my ear or something like that on my phone. I was not even on the phone, y'all. And he started to get my attention. Said, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Man, I kept walking as if I didn't even hear him. And I almost got to my trunk, Terry. Okay. And I felt convicted. I felt this voice inside of me saying, wait, MrMakeItGreat.com? See that little plug I put in there right there? Mr. Make It Great. MrMakeItGreat.com. You're always talking about the least of these and eyes off of self and put them on someone else. Not being selfish, but selfless. What the heck? You ignoring this guy. So I turned around and I went back and I said, hey, brother. There's a black guy. He looked like me too, so how could that be, So, hey, brother. I heard you. I'm sorry. And I just started laughing to make him laugh too, and so he's like, I thought you heard, So we started chatting. An hour later, I had a new friend. And so, guys, and what did I give him? I didn't even give him anything of monetary value. I did give him one of my dream seeds, though, type of stuff. And go to mydreamseeds.com. You'll see what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, make a good Christmas gift for somebody that you may have. This little shameless plug if you want that. So I gave him a couple of those. But the main thing I gave him that was most invaluable, that you can never get back, is I gave him some time. Here's what I'm going to say in this Christmas holiday, my friends. The only thing I don't like about the holiday season is that it is, give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. The only thing I don't like about the Christmas holiday season is that it's just for a season for most people. You see, that mindset and that attitude and that thought should actually be not seasonal, my friends. It should be for the season of your life. Do you not agree? we should always be in a leaning forward mode of an attitude of gratitude, looking for opportunities because they're sprinkled all around you, my friends. Just open your eyes, you'll see. Hey, Chris Hopkins said, man, said, drop them nuggets, bro. I see you. Hey, Trina Lampkin, I see you. Guys, I know some of y'all coming in here late. I should send you to the principal's office to get your late pass because, you know, y'all late. But, hey, that's why we got a replay button for you. I'm super stoked if you're just joining me. This is my man, Terry Hill Sr. He is another author. We just said goodbye to Instagram because they only stick around for an hour. You guys have got us all the way to this other point. And I hope you can say that this has been something.
And the nuggets just keep on coming. Give me some more.
Right.
Let's go.
That's right. I hope you guys are able to say that we've given you some nuggets for some reason for the season of your life. In Terry's life, get his book, y'all. You can get it on Amazon or you can go to his website, which I've actually attached to this particular delivery. But just for Pete's sake, it's terryhillsenior.com. Terry Hill, Hill, senior, SR.com. Go there and grab this guy's book and thank me later because I've just cracked the surface of it. I'm already intrigued. And he's got another one that comes behind this as well, too. If I had a hat on, I would take it off because he's exceptional. He's been able to put some stuff out there. And I know from the prison cell to doing Swell is something that I can be sticky and give you a glimpse to be able to do something special in your own life too, my friends. I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to play that song. All right, guys, this has been good. We're going to go out to some old tunes soon, stuff. Aretha Franklin. Asking for a little bit of R-E-S-P-T-C-P elemental P. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us. Hold on a second. So any parting words you want to leave with our audience? Because I don't want to just branch sham out of here and it's like, wait a minute, I asked Terry if he had something we wanted to make sure we said and we got on here. So was there something?
Yeah, I would just like to thank you for the opportunity and thank you for making time for me.
Yeah.
All right. Thank the audience and thank our Heavenly Father.
Yes, my friend. Hey, guys, hey, you mean so much more than just the world to me. To show up every day. Well, not every day, because I don't do this every day. That would be called a job. I don't want to be doing that every day. But we do take some time to peel off and be able to shoot some nuggets, guys. Press your share button because you know somebody needs to hear this. Even if it wasn't you, somebody needs to hear this. And for those of you who just logged on and you need to catch the flavor of me and my boy, we were rocking it, press your replay button so you can re-rack this through. I can guarantee you nobody's going to watch this replay more than I will. Because I'll be taking some notes as well too, and I've got my big pencils out ready to be able to do that once I log off. And until then, I want you to ask for a little bit of respect, but you can't ask for it if you don't give it. Starts with you, my friends. Okay, is that good enough? Yes, it's good. All right, guys, I love you. Till next time, keep your feet on the ground and don't mess around. This was episode number 347 on this day of December 6th. The day before that day of infamy of December 7th at Pearl Harbor. Probably going to be trying to do something on that tomorrow, maybe so. Okay, guys, it's good. All right, I love you. Until next time, remember, we only get one shot at this life thing, my friends. Let's not make it good. Let's make it absolutely great. Love, peace, and chicken grease. All right, okay, we'll see you guys later.